If I told you, a man in Florida was arrested after allegedly weaponizing a frozen squirrel. Scientists now say part of your DNA is evolving faster than expected, and researchers are developing a cancer treatment using something derived from, well, just keep listening. Meanwhile, in orbit, satellites are breaking apart, and here on Earth, there are questions about whether artificial intelligence might already be deciding what we get to see and what we don't. This is Sunny from Nite Muse Media, and this is the Daily Dozen, 12 developments from around the world worthy of your eclectic attention. It's a strange world, folks. Let's get into it. So we begin tonight in Florida because, of course, we do. All the weird stories come from Florida. A 67-year-old man in Daytona Beach has been arrested after what police describe as a dispute at a Waffle House escalated into a frozen squirrel assault. Yes, you heard me correct. The argument reportedly started over seating. The man refused to give up a 4-person booth, claiming he had been sitting there since 1987. At that point, you either call a historian or law enforcement. Instead, police say he went out to his truck, returned with a frozen squirrel from a cooler. I'm really trying to hold this one together. Already raising several questions, and used it like a hammer to strike another customer. Authorities say he had multiple frozen squirrels in the vehicle. When questioned, the suspect reportedly claimed the squirrel started it. At press time, the squirrel has not issued a statement. It's really not funny. I mean, that's really sad for the squirrels. So from a story that raises more questions than answers to one that raises questions about ourselves, the Y chromosome evolution. Scientists say part of the human genome may be evolving far faster than we thought. And no, this is not the beginning of a superhero origin story, although give it time. A new study comparing humans with other primates found that while the X chromosome has remained remarkably stable, the tendency toward female, the Y chromosome appears to be changing much more rapidly. Only a small portion closely matches our closest relatives, suggesting a high rate of mutation and gene loss over time. Part of the reason is structural. The Y chromosome doesn't regularly exchange genetic material, which limits its ability to repair itself. Now, you may have heard claims that it's disappearing, but researchers say, not so fast. It turns out the Y has built-in backup systems, mirrored genetic sequences that help repair damage and preserve essential functions. So while it may be evolving faster than expected, it's not going anywhere. It's just keeping things on the down low. From something evolving inside of us to something no longer heading toward us. Asteroid threat eliminated. And in a rare moment of cosmic good news, NASA says one less thing is trying to end our civilization. Yay! A previously monitored asteroid has now been ruled out as a threat to Earth in 2032. New observations allowed scientists to refine its trajectory, confirming it will miss Earth and the Moon too, which is always really nice to hear. It's a reminder that early asteroid warnings can look dramatic, but as more data comes in, the odds often settle down. So for now, we can remove asteroid impact from our calendar. There are plenty of other things to keep us busy, from objects in space to one that didn't quite stay in one piece. SpaceX is investigating what it's calling an anomaly after one of its Starlink satellites broke apart in orbit. Shortly after losing contact, tracking systems detected multiple fragments suggesting the satellite likely fragmented or exploded. The good news is there's no threat to astronauts, and most of the debris is expected to burn up in the atmosphere. The less comforting part, though, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. With thousands of satellites now orbiting Earth, Each unexpected breakup adds to growing concerns about space debris and how crowded low Earth orbit is becoming. Because up there, things don't just fall apart quietly. From debris in orbit to something that may be deciding what we see down here. Now, this next story comes with an important distinction. This is a claim, it's not confirmed fact, but it raises some interesting questions now, doesn't it? A former intelligence analyst is alleging that an AI system known as sentient may be identifying and redirecting certain types of sensitive data, including possible UFO-related imagery, into highly restricted channels. According to the claim, the system scans massive streams of satellite and surveillance data, flagging anomalies and routing them into compartments that most personnel never access. Some reports even suggest footage has been submitted only to seemingly vanish. Now, to be clear, there is no independent confirmation that this system is suppressing UFO evidence, but we do know that advanced AI is already used to sort and filter enormous amounts of intelligence data. So if an algorithm decides what gets flagged and what gets filtered out, how much of reality are we actually seeing? From questions about hidden information to a very real breakthrough hiding in plain sight. And now for a sentence I did not expect to say today. Scientists are developing a potential cancer treatment using a delivery system derived from pig sperm. Stay with me now, folks. Researchers have been experimenting with tiny biological particles called exosomes that are found in semen and are surprisingly effective at transporting material into hard-to-reach areas of the body. I mean, that's kind of what it does, right? Like the eye. In early studies on mice, these engineered eye drops were able to shrink tumors associated with a rare childhood cancer. Now, before you swear off eye drops forever, this is highly refined, lab-isolated material, not, the headline versions. And it's still early-staged research, but it highlights something fascinating. Sometimes the strangest ideas end up solving the hardest problems. I mean, I thought about that myself. I mean, who thought about putting that in an eye? We won't go there. From microscopic solutions, the forces shaping entire galaxies. Scientists say some of the universe's most powerful objects may be doing more than just shining brightly. They may be shutting things down. Now, observations suggest that quasars, supermassive black holes that are actively feeding, may suppress star formation in nearby galaxies. In some cases, galaxies within 1 million light years appear to have had their star-making activity effectively switched off, which means galaxies may not evolve alone. They may be influenced, even controlled by their cosmic neighbors. So somewhere out there, entire galaxies are being told, in a sense, that's enough stars for you. It's like a galactic HOA. From distant galaxies to something much closer and much more dangerous. While some of today's stories are strange and some have a little bit of levity, this one is becoming all too familiar. Wildfires are already ramping up across multiple regions earlier than expected. Dry conditions, shifting winds, and rising temperatures are combining to create the perfect environment for fires to spread quickly and unpredictably. In some areas, crews are already responding to multiple active fires at once, stretching resources before peak season has even begun. And it's part of a larger trend. Wildfire seasons that are starting earlier, lasting longer, and becoming harder to control. Officials are urging people in high-risk areas to prepare now because once a fire starts moving, it doesn't wait. Now from fire on land to life in the deepest parts of the ocean. Scientists have discovered 24 new species deep in the Pacific Ocean, including what may be an entirely new biological grouping. The creatures were found in one of the least explored regions on Earth, highlighting just how much of our planet remains unknown. Is there an unsettling part to this? Maybe a little. Some researchers believe species are disappearing faster than we can even identify them, which means we may be losing entire forms of life before we ever even knew they existed. The deep ocean isn't just unexplored, it's disappearing while we're still trying to understand it. Now, from the depths of the ocean, to something a little more familiar and unexpectedly clever. A cow named Veronica is challenging what we thought we knew about animal intelligence. Researchers observed her using a brush as a tool, choosing different ends depending on what her needs were and adjusting how she used it. This kind of flexible, intentional tool use has previously been clearly documented, mainly in primates. Now, apparently, cattle would like a word. It's a reminder that intelligence doesn't always look the way we expect. Sometimes it's just standing in a field, kind of mingling around quietly, figuring things out. From intelligence we can observe to something we still can't explain. In the deserts of West Texas, mysterious glowing orbs known as the Marfa lights have been reported for over a century, and now a popular YouTube family says they may have captured them on camera with an unusual twist. In their footage, the lights don't just appear in the distance, they seem to interact with a nearby light source, behaving in ways that aren't easily explained. Over the years, theories have ranged from atmospheric effects to car headlights to something more unusual, but no single explanation has ever fully accounted for all reported sightings. So what are they? A natural illusion? A rare phenomena? Or something we still don't fully understand? Sometimes the mystery is what keeps us looking, and in the description, you'll find a link to that video with the Keep Your Daydream crew. And finally tonight, a reminder. After everything we've covered, from frozen squirrels and evolving DNA to wildfires, deep-sea discoveries, and unanswered questions in the sky, the world can feel loud, fast, really overwhelming, but it's also still full of those beautiful, quiet moments that matter. A conversation, a breath, a moment to step outside. Not everything needs to be solved tonight. Sometimes just staying curious, staying kind, staying grounded, it's enough. We'll meet you back here tomorrow. Follow the signals, question the noise, and I'll see you again on the night side.